Hey guys, so we're going, this is being filmed pretty much the same day as my previous video upload, hence same shirt, same everything. But I just wanted to try out a different style to see, if this is something that I should do once in a while or not. But it's pretty much my activity during the day, my thought process, how I try to better myself every single day, my shortcomings, my failures. And I thought today was a really good day to start because I made a decision where, because we've gotten to a cash flow where I could pay off my debt, but I chose not to, because that means I would have to start from ground zero and go through all the headaches again because we have no cash or cash flow. To show you my thought process of what it means, like, I'm gonna just consider I'm starting all over, go through my strengths, my weaknesses, all the things that I need to get better at, and I'll try to just speak my mind in terms of what I'm thinking in my head, and just show you what's going on inside here, I guess. So that's what I wanted to do, and really just show you how it goes. This is my little corner that I'm at every single day. This is my computer. I just uploaded a bunch of shirts that my landlord has given me the rights to sell. So, I photoshopped all of these, learned how to Photoshop real quick. Real quick meaning a couple months, but Google and YouTube does wonders once you know how to do that. Yeah, just for the sake of a video, I'm gonna go find my Expo marker and I'll write down my weaknesses and strengths. Where are the weaknesses? Where are the Expo markers? Oma, do you know where the Expo markers are? Oma, do you know where the Expo markers are? Expo? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay. If you didn't know, I'm Korean. That's why I speak Korean to my mom. Let's choose purple. Okay. So something that I know I need to work on right now from just working in the warehouse would be making every single move more efficient. So even just that little roundabout, technically, if you count the steps and count the seconds, I lost time just walking around looking for the marker, rather than if I was sitting here and I knew I wanted to do the marker, my initial thought, this is my thought process. What I should have done was, if I didn't know where it was, look around first, just quickly in my view, because I know it's somewhere around here. And then if I didn't, just ask my mom directly, and then just grab it, and then I could have been right here, as of like 10, 20 seconds earlier. Now you might say that that's such a tiny 20 seconds or whatever, but if you start adding up all of my poor movements, like if I'm looking for a product, I would go all the way to the end of the warehouse, come all the way back, go all the way again, come back, and this would happen multiple times throughout the day. So one thing I'm trying to get better at is efficient movement. And this is me trying to better myself every single day, so that in the short term you don't see anything, but in the long term it makes a huge difference. It affects my habits, it affects what I do every single day, how I think. And as I do business and as I employ more people, that responsibility, if I don't better myself, the business won't grow. And that's something I'm working on right now. So weaknesses. Compared to my brother, I'm not a very logical thinker. Compared to my brother, I think more based on my feel, based on where my heart wants to go, and I don't think through every single step and all the 20 different paths that each decision can make. My brother is really good at that, so that's something I play off my brother a lot. Something that I probably will never catch up to him in terms of how good he is at that, but doesn't mean just because I have him doesn't mean I don't work on it. So for me, it's more logical thinking. By logical, it means step by step. How I'm gonna get better at that? I think I just need to ask more hows and whys to everything I want to do. For example, I wanted to write this out, but I never thought why. I just did it because, I wanted to do it, right? My brother would be the type of, I want to write this out, but why do I want to write this out? And does it bring any benefit? In our case, it brings benefit because it gives you a visual, it gives you a written statement and bullet points, but if you apply this to business and everything I do, even when we're looking for products, my brother's the one, I can't even take credit. He is the one who finds most of the products and he has an eye for it. But the reason he has an eye for it is when he does the research, he figures out why is this product, going to succeed? What part of the competition or similar products are out there that show the data to make this product a possible success. For me, I look at it and go, yo, this looks cool. So I think this looks really cool. Let's go for it. But I don't think about how we're gonna market it, what the keywords we're going to put for these products are, and all of that. My brother has to think through all of that before ordering a product, which is a really good thing. But where that becomes a weakness is he's not very good at making, on-the-spot decisions and pulling a trigger when a trigger has to be pulled because he needs to take his time and think through every little thing. So that's why I think my brother and I are complete opposites, but we work so well together is I could pull the trigger. No questions, because I pull the trigger and whatever the results are, I own up to it, whether it's good or bad. Decision has to be made at certain points. I make a decision and go with it. It's not a matter of was it right or was it wrong. I'll think about it if it was right or wrong, in hindsight, and go like, oh, if I did this, it would have been better. But on the moment, you don't know what's going to happen. You just make a decision and you go for it. So that's one of my strengths. In my head, that's one of my strengths. How do I fuse that with, my weaknesses of being more logical, and so that I could pull the triggers while thinking of all the different possibilities, or as many possibilities as possible, as I can. So I think the answer to that is just to always be on the edge and think faster. And that's I'm a lazy guy, so I don't want to push myself like that, but it's something I know I need to do. So I'm just gonna write, be more on the edge. Not in terms of always, living stressfully. I don't like to live stressfully, but being on the edge so that I'm never caught off guard. So that I'm not caught off guard. Okay. Another weakness, well, not weakness, but hobby of mine is I love playing video games. I always did. But that's like my stress relief at night before I go to bed. I'm 28 now, but still a gamer at heart. And I like it. So what can I do about that? Because I do lose a lot of time on it. Lose meaning every night it's about 1 or 2 hours that I spend playing games, and if I could even somehow turn that now, am I willing to give that up? Being very real with myself, I don't think I could give it up as of right now, because that is something I look forward to at night, and something I enjoy. Maybe I could start streaming and use that as a platform to get myself out there too. If I could get myself out there and even just show my full life, through social media and all of that. I think that's something I could do. But then if I do that, I need to buy a new computer, I need to buy all of that. So there's a big cost involved. And is that cost worth setting up a streaming system? I don't know. It might be. If I have a good character and persona, but I play games for my fun, not to put on a show or anything. So I don't know. That's something I would think about. Probably not the best move as of right now, because that's what? Probably at least $1,000 to $2,000 investment just into upgrading everything, right? So probably not the best investment, but it's an idea. It's an idea. And when I do my cosmetic stuff, when I'm like researching and stuff, you know, I'll have the equipment if I do stream to maybe I could even stream cosmetic stuff where I show the process of how I try to make a product and how I formulate a product. Unless that becomes a regular thing, you know, and mixing gaming and cosmetic, that wouldn't make sense either. So unless it's just the life following of me. So yeah, that's something I need to think about. Either that or I just give it up and find a new hobby, which is not a bad idea. But that's something I gotta think about. Today's a slower day, so like I have time to do this, which is awesome, but it's a slow day because 3 of the part-timers went home early today because something happened. We're actually waiting on products. We ordered all our products, but they haven't come in yet, so there's not much work to do. It's pretty empty. Actually, if you come around, usually you wouldn't be able to see the floor here because it'd be just products upon products, but not right now. So yeah. Other things, it's so hot in this warehouse because there's no AC and it's like 90-something degrees. So I don't know what to do about that. We got more fans. That was also an investment. Anything we buy for the company, in my head, it goes in as an investment. And I gotta evaluate if it was a good investment or a bad investment. So fans, definitely a good investment. Computers, we bought new computers recently. Good investment. That's what's allowing me to even film this so that Brian could edit it. Our other computers are so trash that it wouldn't be able to handle video editing. It couldn't even handle Photoshop most of the time. That background, good investment. Brian, who's holding the camera right now, uses it to film all like the review videos that we're trying to create. But yeah, this TV, probably a bad investment because we've never used it once efficiently other than to watch YouTube videos for fun while eating. So bad investment. But I forgot why we bought this, but I think we bought it like last year on Prime Day. Oh, by the way, it's Prime Day right now, so yesterday our sales went up by a lot. Well, not by a lot, by a good percentage, but I don't know, today it's just slow. I guess people don't know that it's Prime Day today too, so there's that. We still have remnants of those magazines and that phone there. Those are remnants of like yard sailing days and things that still haven't sold. If you see all those video games on the top of the shelf, those are things we bought from Toys R Us when it was still in business. But we bought it before they ran out of business, like not when they were liquidating everything. So we bought them at a discounted price, but still at a more expensive price than the liquidation price. So a bunch of people got the liquidated products and we're just waiting on it. Hopefully the price goes up. We're hoping that it does. If it doesn't, you know, that's a loss on the business. I think we paid like, for those Skylander Imaginators over there, all the way at the top, those we paid like $40 a box for. And actually, we can look it up right now. $40 a box. What console is that for? Wii U.
Oh, see, good game. Wii is going for $14.47. 14.47. If I paid $40, if I sell it for $14.47 on Amazon right now, it doesn't even mean I get $14.47 because Amazon takes a fee. If I could maybe check. That's a nightmare. Sales rank is 3,000. That's pretty bad for video games. $14.47. Amazon takes an FBA fee of $9.61, so we're left with $4.86. I'm pretty sure we paid about $40 for that box, maybe a little less, but whatever. Even if it was 30, but if we paid 40. That's a $35.14 loss. Probably a little more with shipping and putting it into a box and all of that. So that's just a $35 losses a box there. So it's not all gains. A lot of losses, a lot of ups and downs. But yeah, wow. So if you're just starting off and you want to go through what I went through, which, you know, it got me here. But if you go to like let's say Walmart, because I flipped a lot of stuff on Walmart. And it wasn't just toys. I just have a lot of toys here because of my relationship with Toys R Us. And through that, I got in contact with a lot of distributors and manufacturers. But what you could do is go to Walmart, get an Amazon seller account. So if you go to the seller app, there's a little camera button. If you press the camera button, just scan right over the barcode, and if it exists, it'll come out. And if you go into it, you can see the ranking and the price that it's going for. So if it's going for $14.47, which is what it's going for, after Amazon fees, you're left with $4.86. Now, if this was Walmart and this thing was on sale for, let's say, $2 each, I'm buying all of it because, well, you take a look at the ranking. If the ranking is good, so video games, anything under 1,000 is good. If it was under 1,000, I would buy, you know, everything they had on the shelf, essentially, because that's 100% flip. So that's how we started. But yeah, bettering myself. How do I make myself more efficient for every little thing? I don't know. It's a process. If you also start business, always stay on top of all the things you subscribe to, like phone. I've been paying like $250 for internet and phone, but my phone wasn't set up. I was paying essentially $250 per internet. I got it for cheap. It was like $100 a month when I first started, but I didn't stay on top of it. So the 1 year or 2 year contract or whatever ended. So the fee jumped and I was paying $250 a month, didn't realize it. And then once I realized, I didn't really do anything about it. And then I was like, what the heck? At least I should get a phone if I'm paying for the phone. So I called to see if I could get somebody to come and set up the phone for me. But it turns out I could save $100 and pay only $150 a month. They'd give me a free phone and my internet would be quadrupled. Yeah, 4 times faster than what it was. And it was $100 cheaper. And I was like, sign me up. So now we have a phone. Our internet's 4 times faster and I'm paying $100 less. That's efficiency. One thing I suck at, my weakness. Paying sales tax. Sales tax. I think this has to do with my laziness. I always set an alarm, but when the alarm rings, I turn it off and then I forget. And then I forget to pay my sales tax for about a month. So I always have to pay a penalty for being a month late in submitting it. So that's something I get better on. Always stay on top of that. And then Some of you might ask, why don't you just have your CPA do it? It's like, it's just plugging in a couple numbers, going through my sales and stuff, and I could do it myself, and it takes, what, like 15 minutes to submit the sales tax for all the different companies, my cosmetic, my warehouse, my sole proprietorship. And if I'm gonna use my CPA for that, I have to pay an extra fee. Not worth. It took me like a couple hours to figure it out because I'm the type of guy who has to read through everything when it comes down to forms and stuff like that, so that I don't get screwed over or anything like that. But now that I know how to do it, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes is all it takes once every quarter. So, and if you only have one business, 5 minutes. So, yeah, so that's something I am happy about doing myself. Yeah, where else can I learn? I could be better at website creation. That's something I could get better at. When I started my cosmetic business, I looked to see if someone could make me a website. I was quoted at $10,000. I was like, heck no, I'm gonna learn it myself. So got myself a Shopify webpage, and then taught myself HTML coding, which isn't really even code, it's just front-end design. I guess it is code, but it's not like JavaScript or anything like that. But I wasn't good enough for WordPress because I didn't know how to do all of that. So I stuck with Shopify. It was a good launching platform. And then now I know how to make WordPress websites. I'm not the fastest at it. I'm not the best at it, but I can make a decent website. It just takes me a little more time, but to keep practicing so that when people from other businesses, try to use us for business in terms of what we can offer. Something we're trying to do with this warehouse is fulfillment, where we could be the full package. If any of you guys are interested, let me know. But what we do is if somebody has a product, or let's say there's a whole older generation that knows that they have to be on the internet for business, but they don't know how to get onto the internet, but they have the money, they have the products, they have the warehouse. So one thing we do for a couple people right now is we are the online presence for them. And because we have a warehouse, if they need fulfilling, we could fulfill too. So we would store the products here, as long as it doesn't melt because it's freaking hot here, or freeze because it gets freaking cold here in the winter. But as long as it's just a storable item. What we offer is we could take the pictures, we could optimize Amazon listings, eBay listings, and pretty much do everything online for you, and we just take a fee, essentially. And if we haven't done this with most people, because we don't charge rent for items we store right now, because people that store even a decent amount of item are friends and stuff, so we give them the friends discount right now. But as we start running out of space in this warehouse, I think we are going to start charging rent on just the space you use. It's going to be cheaper than Amazon warehouse rent and stuff like that. But yeah, that's something we're working on. We're also working on a software right now. But yeah, we're doing all kinds of things right now because you gotta put your eggs in different baskets. Because if you put it in one basket and something fails, it's a good game. And when you're responsible for employees, you have to make sure you're capable of putting fires out. So that's something I'm always thinking about. Obviously, I never voice this, and my employees or whatnot will never really notice it in terms of I'm never showing this, but in my head, I'm always thinking, what do I need to do to better myself? What do I need to do to carry more weight? And what do I need to do to grow this business, and especially teach what I know to the next set of employees. So right now, it would be my mom and Brian, who's behind the camera, how do I give them all my knowledge without holding back so that they could start taking over, and then I could start looking for other opportunities to make more. And that's what my brother and I want to be doing, to impart what we know over so that they could run the floor here, and then we could look for even more opportunities. Because if we're doing the packaging and we're doing the mailing and shipping, we can't expand because it gives us no time to research, learn, or anything like that. I hardly ever have to package anymore, which leaves me a lot of time to be on the computer, work on all the technical ends, get better at making websites so that I could bring a skill on when we decide to look for clients, stuff like that. That's what I'm always thinking about every single day. And you know, I think whatever you guys are doing, whether it's medicine or studying, being a student in a 9-to-5 job, or in trying to run a business like yourself, if you are not bettering yourself every single day, you're failing, because the world doesn't wait for you. It's sad, but doesn't wait for you. So if you're not on the edge, doesn't mean you can't take a day off. Today's probably the chillest day. I literally came in to work at like 1 p.m. today, and I'm about to leave and it's only 5. You could relax certain days, but other days I'm here putting in like minimum 10 hours. So even when the employees leave, my brother and I are usually here till maybe 8 or 9, because we love it. And if we don't do that, we're not gonna grow. But yeah, that's something. This was just a one-on-one, me with the camera and my brain thought process. If this is something you'd like more of, let me know. I think the next one we try won't be just a thought process thing, but my brother will be here also, so we'll capture some of our discussions and how we work off of each other. Maybe go through a new product that we're trying to get on to Amazon, what our thoughts are, the things we share, and how we come to decision to pull the trigger. And maybe I'll show you how it does, and maybe really just track one product or something like that, and show you that it is possible for even you to do it. It doesn't matter where you are, and if you put in the work, that anything can be done. So yeah, hope you enjoy that. Let me know what you think.